I got a quick update from Liz just on how she came about using this particular ruffle. And what she had told me was that she used to do cake decorating. And when she started making mums, which was about 30 years ago, uh, there was no information out there on how to make mums or anything like that. And so she had a ruffle that she used on the cake decorating. And so what she did was duplicate it and had a friend that was a florist, and he helped show her how to take that from cake to ribbon. And now you've got the Cleaver Ruffle.
Hey everyone, Amy with AP Designs back at you with another ribbon braid tutorial. I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the Cleaver Ruffle. That's right, the Elizabeth Cleaver Ruffle, as in let's ruffle like the mum queen herself.
Now, I did reach out to Liz to get permission to share the Cleaver Ruffle on my channel, and she had absolutely no problem with it at all. And as you could see in the beginning, even made sure to share those tips to make sure that you guys had no problem nailing this ruffle.
So before I can show you what the purpose of this video is, which is to use the Cleaver Ruffle as a mum backer, I've got to show you how to do the Cleaver Ruffle. Now, I learned this from Liz herself on one of her tutorials that she has. She did a couple of lives and has some tutorials on her Facebook page. And so when I originally was going to show you guys how to do a ruffle backer, I was going to show it with some loops and with some ruffles and just, the standard tutorial of you can do this or you can do that. I really was like, you know what? If I'm going to show a ruffle, I've got to show it the way that I love to do it, and that's with the cleaver method. So now I'm not saying, and Liz will tell you this herself, she did not invent this. She just brought it to our little mum world and showed it to other people, and they have run with it. They have given it the name, the Cleaver Ruffle, after, now I'm pretty sure I'm right in remembering this. She showed someone how to do the Cleaver Ruffle, and the next year they came back for a braiding contest or something like that, and she had made a braid using the Cleaver Ruffle and called the braid the Cleaver Ruffle. So I'm running with that, and I'm just calling this the Cleaver Ruffle. If you're not familiar with who Elizabeth Cleaver is, the mom queen, I'm going to drop a link to her website so that you can read all about her and see how she is not only an influence to our mom community, but she is a trendsetter. So I hope you guys love what I'm about to show you, because again, since I've learned it, it's my favorite way to do it. Okay, so to start, I'm going to leave this on the roll because I do not have all the measurements of what it takes to make a cleaver ruffle for this 9-inch backer. I want to say, just in looking at my previous notes, I have a 24-inch ruffle. I don't know, because I've never not done it on a roll. I don't know how much it takes to do a 24-inch ruffle. I want to say it's going to be doubled that, because it's about 2 inches for every ruffle if you do it right. But that could also be wrong. So leave it on the roll. Okay, to start out, this is going to be a number 16, right? No, it's not. It's a number 40. Yeah, 16 is 2. 40 is 2.5. That's quite a jump. You're going to, when I say roll backwards, that means fold backwards. And you want to go about 1 inch. Okay? And then when I say, oh, hold on, we're rolling backwards again because we're just starting it. So we're going to make a pleat. So each pleat, and you only want to pinch the top part of your pleat, okay? Each pleat, and when I say pleat, I mean from the front fold or I'm sorry, from the first fold to the second fold is a pleat. Should be an inch. It's about right. If it's not perfect, I have found that this is a very forgiving ruffle because we're going to be curving it. If it's not exactly an inch or, you know, perfectly straight, it's going to be okay. Now we're going to roll forward, and you want to cover the top of this first pleat just a little bit, okay? You just want to tap it on the shoulder. And then you're going to staple. And then you're going to roll back. Again, we're making sure that our pleat from first fold to second fold is an inch. And we can pinch that. Add another staple there. Okay. We're going to roll forward again, and we're going to tap our neighbor on the shoulder. Hello. Hello, I'm new here. Just rolling in. See what I did there? Oh my goodness. I'm so funny. Now I'm rolling back. And I'm trying to keep that 1 inch. Okay. Now let me show you the difference. Well, yeah, let me show you a difference real quick from a standard ruffle to what the Cleaver Ruffle is. I should have done this in the beginning. Hold, please. So your standard ruffle is this pleat right here. This is what you're used to doing. It's still great. It looks fabulous. You can use it as a backer. It's a little bit harder, or it's a little bit more difficult to manipulate in that circle. Maybe just because of the size I've got right here. And then here's a Cleaver Ruffle. Here's a Cleaver right here. See, I've got some of these already made up. I've got rolls and some other colors because it's the reason why this is such a good pleat to use for a backer, or just a good pleat to use in general, is because it's very full by itself, where this basic pleat here, it's not as full as a Cleaver pleat. Okay, you've got more volume, and that's also the reason why we are sticking with these 1 inch pleats. The larger your pleat is, the less volume you're going to have in your pleat. So we want them nice and fluffy and as straight as possible. And so we've got to try to keep that 1 inch, tapping your friend on the shoulder pleat. Staple as much as you want, okay? They're your staples. You want to staple a bunch, you need to staple a bunch, go for it. You can staple less, save those staples, you're going to use them somewhere else, doesn't matter. There is no, okay, this is going to be covered up. So we're going to do it again. Roll forward. Say hello to your little friend. Pinch that top, not the bottom. Roll back, and I'm rolling back just enough. Just enough. What is just enough, you say? Well, it's whatever you want it to be. It's just enough. Okay, so here we go. I was going to do the braid or the chain of the Cleaver double ruffle. I would try to make this a little bit straighter, okay, because it would be hanging down. The double Cleaver ruffle is this method of ruffling. I've got a video on it in a pleated ruffle braid where you connect two ruffles. Okay, so once you learn this method, you can replace any pleat that you've done with this, and you're gonna love it more. You just will. I don't care. And if you don't, I don't want to hear about it. Okay. And if you see yourself getting off track, pleats are kind of easy to start refolding. Just kind of you just got to realign yourself back on there. So just get it. Just go back. See, I did those last two, a couple, those last pleats a little big. So I just made sure to get back on track. But I'm probably going back ½ inch if you need that number. Now you can, if you want. What did I do with it? I know some of you out there use your pleaters. I like to use, when I do these, I'm really, really picky about them being the exact same size, or trying to get them the exact same size. I will waste so much time doing these because I've got to get them right, or it bugs me. And even then, guess what? They're still not right. But I use my pleater, my wonderful pleater from Flippity Flare. They have pleaters. Still they sell. There's other people that have pleaters. You can use a fork. You can use a round thing. You can use a pleater. I'm just getting all this stuff out of the way. This is all in my little basket of tools until I find this. I want this little guy because we are trying to do that 1 inch size. Now, the only thing that I'll tell you is it's a little wasteful of the ribbon because you have to fold it when you roll forward to tap your friend. That's fine. Okay, we're going to do it. It's going to be about that 3/4 inch. Okay, I'm going to staple it, but when I try to roll back, I've still got to do that same amount because that's what the pleater says. That's how it's set up. So it's a little bit more wasteful of ribbon. So I don't, in the grand scheme of things, is it that much? Probably not, but I preferred the method that Liz showed, just doing it by hand. I did that one a little big. Okay. And just, oof, that's way too big. See, this is kind of how she shows it. She does it like this, and I have to do it. So get your hands wherever they're comfortable. Once you get that little fold in there, it's kind of hard to yank it out and say, don't fold there. I'm gonna go ahead and pinch it there. It's a little smaller. So if I fold too small, I can make sure that when I roll backwards to end that pleat, I'll just make sure that I give it enough space to become an inch, just like that. So it's very easy to get back on track with. If you mess up, if each pleat is not perfectly the same size, you really can't even tell, especially when you put it as a backer, which we will be doing. And they're really great to either layer together like this, okay, or they're great to add a smaller layer in front of a bigger layer, or just to layer with the same size repeatedly. Well, maybe like twice. I don't need that. So there's a lot of flexibility with this braid. I'm sorry. There's a lot of flexibility with this pleat, both with making it and mumming with it. Mumming. You know, you can still have your loops with it. As a matter of fact, I used some of my honeycomb that I did this with as a backer on a mum I'm working on right now, and I can show you here in a minute how it looks layered. I just thought of that. It's behind me, so it's not in front of my face. I'm not thinking about it. You know how it goes, especially at whatever time it is right now. I'm getting a little wide on these, but it's still gonna look good, I'm telling you. Like, it's just super cute, y'all. And a lot of you may be familiar with this. If this is not, and I'm showing you this, I'm showing you how to do it, but I'm not perfect at it. Okay, let's see. See how much fuller? Puffy. Yeah, I keep going a little bit wider than an inch, but I'm okay with that right now. Kind of stick these together. So you want to try to keep your staples closer to the edge because obviously we don't want to see them, but we also don't want them to affect the pleats. If you go too far up, you start telling the pleats what they're going to do instead of letting the pleats do what they need to do. Okay. Now I don't know how. Mine are a little bit bigger than an inch, so I mean I'm right about 26 inches of ruffle. Let me just double check. So if and then what we're going to do now to put this on here is we're going to glue it down first, and then if you want, you can reinforce it with staples, or you can be happy with the glue. I'm going to do a couple more. And what we can do now is, well, let me just, usually you can, I don't want to do that because I want to show you guys. You can just roll that last one back. You got that little bit back, that little bit left, and end it on a nice clean pleat. So you've got a start and an end, and we are going to glue it up. I'm going to show you guys a mum I'm working on right now, how I've used the ruffle as a background for the loops. 1 second. Got it hanging up over here. So you can see that I've made a whole roll of this honeycomb too. And I use this first, and then I put my loops in front of it. And let's see if I can take this. I don't think I've glued this. No, I haven't. And oh, shout out to RG Mums who showed me I don't have to burn my fingers off gluing a bow on here. I just stapled the bow to the flower, and it worked perfectly. If you don't know who RG Mums is, literally look on any social media outlet and you can find a page for them there. They are phenomenal with sharing information for mum businesses and beginners or everyday, just want to make one mum type person. So check them out if you haven't already. Great ideas for even people that have been mumming for a little bit. So here's the, oh, I was hoping you could see how I glued it and then stapled it. Anyways, all that. Put that back. We'll put that back later. Let's get right over here. I just turned into a giant circle. Okay. Oh, I can tell? No. I'm a mess today, y'all. Okay. So, this glue gun does exactly what I paid for it to do. Nothing. It was $5, $7. And I got all $7 out of it. And it's like, nope, girl, we're done now. You only paid $7 for me. I didn't sign up for life because it's not working at all. All right, y'all, hang on. I'm going to have to get the big one out. That's the scary one that gets super hot. So if you hear me yell, just send Sabrina from RG Moms to clean my mum room. Not clean it. It's actually pretty clean. Just organize it. I'm going to leave this in here to see if she hears this or not. Then I know how far you guys actually watch this video in. Like, no lie. Now this would be small to use on a bigger mum. This number 16. Got it right this time. But since I'm going to use this as the backer, the primary backer, the back of the backer. So when you do the smaller ribbon, you really want to try to get it closer to that edge so it doesn't shine through. You can't let it shine. Tap your friend on the shoulder. Roll backwards. Still want to make our pleats an inch. Roll forward. That one's going to be a little fat. That one had cake before coming here. I'm not even trying now. Hold on. If I can tear through something quick, I'll end up kicking my own butt because then I end up doing it over again because, you know, can't be selling that crap. But and you can see from how I do it, I am stapling as much as possible to help keep it together. Whereas, like I said before, some people just can nail it with a couple of staples and not worry about it. For your staples, use them how you see fit. I just ordered 2 more 5,000 packs. I'm going to have staples for days, y'all. I don't mean to brag, but you can call me the staple queen. Ooh, is that title taken? I've got number 16, luster, which is the gold label. Why is luster important? Well, it doesn't fray very much, or at all, really. And it keeps its color over time. So if you are going to build stock of something, make sure it's worth the investment and keeps its color, because you don't want to have 50 shades of royal blue. That's not the theme for the mum season, okay? No! The staple queen is out of staples. It's my demise. Where? And of course it has to be out of I have like a little go basket, my go basket here. I keep all my handy dandies in, you know. Scissors. You want to see my go basket? I haven't cleaned it out in a while. And my go basket has a basket where this stuff has fallen out. But I have all my little cutters. And these things, and these things. These things. I don't remember what this is for. You know, because when I'm looking for that and this is my go basket, y'all. Where I know if I'm looking for something, yeah, it's going to be in here. That was perfect. You nailed that one. I mean, this is so, once you get the hang of it, you almost don't want to stop, because then you're just like hitting it every time the way you're supposed to. Be nice and hot now. We're going to just glue this yellow down. At the edge. Again, if you want to come back with staples, most certainly can. I'm going to. And see, I'm a little long. That's okay. I can either cut it or staple it. In this case, because I've already got that second layer coming. If I didn't have that second layer, I'd probably like put this somewhere where I'd put the bow so you couldn't see it. But since I've got that second layer, I'm going to put it on the bottom. So I'm going to connect them with my glue gun. We're gonna do this and pull this and burn this and just, there we go. And just push it where we want it to go. Got some more glue I could do right there. Okay, so now we're going to add a second level, because we've seen it as the honeycomb backer. You've seen it doubled together, and now you're going to see it doubled but separate. And this is the first time I'm doing this, so yippee skippy for you guys. I'm showing you. Wouldn't that be funny if Liz watches this and she goes, what the, no, oh my God, that's all wrong. What a lunatic. I mean, I'm not saying I'm a sensitive person, but that might hurt. Okay, once again, we've gotten, I'm not going to try to tear through it like I so famously did a while ago. I'm actually going to pull that staple, burn my finger, and then put it together. Oh my goodness, look at all that glue. Just okay. So now, look how pretty that is. But you just look at it. That looks really good, actually. Okay, so now we're ready to see what it looks like with a little flower power. So I'm going to show you guys how it'll look with since I haven't done anything with this flower, so don't come after me. Just look. Perfect. You don't have to worry about doing all the different loops. What am I going to do? What pattern am I going to do? Don't get me wrong. That's still, clearly you can see from the other mum, an awesome option. So here's your backers. I'm going to take my, where's my mom? RG Moms. Okay. So here's different ways. You've got your double decker. We'll call that Cleaver double decker. The Cleaver double D. She'll appreciate that one. Cleaver Ruffle, just double. Okay, and then with the honeycomb, and you still got your beautiful loops in front of it if you want. Okay. And if that's not enough for you, it still can do, let me show you, hold on. Now I don't have any bling on them, okay, but here's the Cleaver. Here's the Cleaver as the original, what gave it its name, the double ruffle. Okay, I'm using this on, I did this one for a garter. a garter size so I can hang it, you know, and once I get the bling, you can kind of manipulate it straighter because it's hard to do straight, at least for me. And then this is another one I did for a mum where I can put something there, but this is just to be like a little specialty braid, just a little, I didn't do the whole thing. And when you see the difference of, what it looks like, hang on. Is that a cleaver too? Yeah. I want to try to find one that's not a cleaver. Hang on. I got 700 braids in here I'm digging through. So now I did a wider cleaver on this one, didn't I? Yeah, this one I did a wider cleaver. And this is when I put it together. But see, this is where I start getting, this is why this is such a more fun, more forgiving way to ruffle. Because like when you try to, I mean, I know this is going to line up. I just didn't mess with doing it yet. When you go to put your ruffles together, my stapler just jammed, so I won't be able to do that. It's still pretty. It's just, it's not as fun and flirty. Like, look, I've got one that there's two ruffles where one is, and you wouldn't be able to, I mean, looking at it, it looks awesome because it just looks, it looks ruffly. Okay, same for these. These are the 1-inch ones. Okay, got a lot more volume. And oops, I just did one of these braids. Where is it at? No, put it, just go back and look at my video. Y'all see it. They look good, but you've got to just, you can't line up mismatched on these without it looking kind of funky. You know what I mean? So that is it, you guys. That is the Cleaver Ruffle method of ruffling. The Cleaver Ruffle method of ruffling. Oh, look, and here's one with no flower. I've literally shown you all of your options with the fantastic Cleaver Ruffle brought to us in the mum world 30 years ago by the fabulous Liz Cleaver. So thank you guys for watching. I got a little ahead of myself. Thank you for staying with my squirrel brain. And be sure that you do all of the YouTube things that I know you're going to want to do. Like, share, subscribe, save, and make mums. Bye.